Master Your Mindset Radio, episode 101.
Welcome to Master Your Mindset Radio, the show where we empower you to discover your true self before the world told you differently. Now for your host, Elizabeth Nader.
Hey friends, welcome back. Last week I brought you an inspiring story from the life of Phil Rizzo. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to this interview, please go back and listen to episode 100. It was really about overcoming odds. It was about how do you define yourself? Do you allow things to hold you back? And I really think if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, you will enjoy it. I want to continue this theme really of overcoming from the standpoint of looking at the question, are you a victim or are you a victor? Big difference. And the victim mentality is growing in this society, unfortunately. So I think it's important for us to take a hard look at ourselves and wonder if at times we come at life from the standpoint and mindset of a victim, or do we have the mindset of a victor? I was inspired to talk about this today from a Facebook post made by a friend of mine who is running for Congress. He is in a wheelchair, and I believe he's been in a wheelchair all of his life. His brother is the same. I don't know the whole story on the medical condition, but I do know that he has been in a wheelchair for a very long time and basically faced life that way. He made a post the other day on Facebook, actually something he wrote a year ago, but reposted it. And the title was Victim versus Victor. Listen to this short paragraph and imagine this man who has spent his life in a wheelchair. He is now probably in his 30s, and his brother has done the same. Listen to what he writes. Throughout our lives as disabled people, my brother Anthony and I have refused to adopt a victim mentality. Instead, we go through life with a victor mentality. Are our lives sometimes different than others? Yes. Do people stare at us? Yes. Have we been bullied a lot? Yes. However, it all makes us wiser and stronger. Where we have missed out on opportunities because of our situation, we have been given others. To us, the world is not out to conquer us. We are out to conquer the world. I believe that our society has slowly championed victimhood. I believe that if we champion resilience instead, we would be in a much different place. Flip the victim-victor switch and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Embrace the struggle and let it fuel you. Now that's coming from a man who has been disabled and in a wheelchair his entire life. If he can have that strength of mindset and all the things that he faces, and still this man recently married, now running for Congress, really can't you? I mean, can't we all overcome the things that we face? All the things we face are different. Some of the things we face are more intense than even that, and others much less so. But it's a choice, isn't it? That's what it comes down to. It's a choice. It's a choice to have a mindset of a victim or have a mindset of a victor. Let me give you some more tips to help you understand if you're looking at life through the filter of victimhood, or if you're in fact approaching it as a victor, no matter what you're facing. Here's a point for you to think about. A victim will blame others. A victim blames others, but a victor looks to himself or herself. So this is a matter of where you put your gaze. Are you focusing and blaming someone else outside of you, or are you looking inward? When you have a victim mentality, you tend to say to yourself, look what others have done to me. Yet if you have a victor mentality, you're trying to change the situation to in a way where you look to yourself, right? You look to yourself to make the change. You hear that quote, be the change you want to see. So a victim blaming others, looking at others, A victor looking at himself or herself and saying, I'm the one that needs to make the change. A victim is listening to lies, really, and just wants to hear lies. That's the truth of it. But a victor wants to get to the truth. Someone who is looking at life through the filter of a victim mindset or mentality wants other people around them to tell them lies about the people that hurt them, to continue to feed into the victim mentality, to continue to lie to them so that they can feel sorry for themselves, hold on to those lies and believe them, to sort of build this worldview that they have. But victors, they're always looking for the truth. They want the truth. They're seeking the truth. They know the truth will set them free. Even if the truth hurts them, even if the truth is difficult, a victor wants to hear the truth. A victor mindset is about seeking the truth no matter how difficult. But a victim wants to hear lies. And a victim often will engage in gossip, will engage in spreading lies, will engage in all those things that make him or her feel as though other people are as much of a victim as they are. It's sort of all of that sort of helps them see the world in one way and allows them to not challenge themselves and say, well, maybe things are different. Maybe I'm not believing the truth. They just want to collect the lies and they want everyone to be as miserable as they are. And a victim looks at themselves and says, I cannot succeed. I can't succeed. That's the mantra in their head. I cannot succeed. I will not succeed. I cannot succeed. But a victor instead feels like they must succeed. You were expecting me to say the obvious. A victor thinks they can succeed, but it's actually heavier than that. A victor mentality says, I must succeed, which is a mindset that says I must push through failure. I must actually embrace failure. I must learn from failure. Even at my hardest times, even at my lowest, I need to embrace it. So while you see the world may be against you at times, as a victor, you understand that you can conquer that. As a victim, you feel that you're under that. You feel that the world is against you and you cannot succeed. And you feel paralyzed. You feel paralyzed by all these things that you believe are against you. However, the victor says, okay, all of that is against me. I am motivated. I am motivated by the criticism of other people. I am motivated by my failures. I am motivated to push through because I know on the other side of that is success. So there is a motivation there for a victor and a demotivation for a victim, someone who's looking at the world through a victim mindset. Victims will focus on all those outward pressures that the world is bringing to them. And a victor, on the other hand, looks inward and says, I have confidence. They actually develop confidence in the face of all facts to the contrary. So one person as a victim is looking at problems but surrounding them, but the victor mentality says, let me not look at those problems. Let me not look at those mountains. Let me look inside and understand that I have answers. Look inside of myself and understand that I have solutions. And to lean on God for those solutions and to lean on God to help them break through. That's what a victor does. And they carry on. They move forward. They don't quit. But a victor uses excuses to quit. They look for reasons to quit. But victors look for reasons to keep going. When you have a victim mindset, it makes you feel better when you make excuses for your problems. And that's what you do. Do you tend to make a lot of excuses for something? Do you hear someone else do that? It's a victim mindset. But making excuses is a waste of time for someone who has a victor mindset. Somebody who looks at the world and says, I've got to get going. I don't have time to make excuses. I have to come up with solutions to get myself out of this situation, to find a way to succeed, to find a way to scale that mountain. So I think you're seeing here that the difference between a victim mindset and a victor mindset has everything to do with how you're going to experience life ultimately. One smacks of failure and depression and standing still, and the other says, no matter what's against me, I can overcome, which is hopeful, which is hope and pushing forward, and eventually, even in the face of the biggest odds, meeting with success and deciding to see things through that filter that says anything is possible, no matter what is against you. If my friend can look at the world that way with everything that is against him, there's no reason you and I can't do the same. But we have to take on that mindset of a victor. And we have to stay in that mindset our entire life. It's not that we don't have bad days and that we don't fall into victimhood once in a while, but listen to the words I've said. Recognize it early. Pull yourself back from the cliff of victimhood. Put yourself back in the mindset of being a victor no matter what you're facing. It will make all the difference in terms of how quickly you experience your breakthroughs and, frankly, the kind of joy you have on a daily basis as you continue to experience your life and find your purpose. Looking at everything as a victor will change it all. Hope you guys have a great week. Talk to you next week.
Thank you for listening to Master Your Mindset Radio. Before you go, please visit ElizabethNader.com to learn more about the Mindset Maven and how she is guiding high performers to map their mindset to their message so they can effectively express who they are and why their ideas should win. Looking forward to seeing you online.